I'm reframing all of my language. This was the epiphany I had while I was in this teaching at this writing workshop last week. I want to reframe. Mat Pilates is strength training for your core. And not just sit-ups and not just crunches. Those are terrible. I want to strengthen my transverse abdominis. I want to strengthen my piriformis and my hip flexors and my adductors. I want to strengthen my, what are these? The rib cage. Intercostals. I want to strengthen and help support my QLs. I want to incorporate my pecs and my, oh God, subscapular and my teres minor. I want to support my delts and my biceps and my triceps, right? My hamstrings. I want to create strength so all of those muscles work together to help me be more mobile and help me move more fluidly. Falling is bad. Falling is the death of us. It is. It will be the death of us. All you need to do is one hip fracture or a pelvic break, and then you're that's all she wrote. Shh. So let's prevent that from happening. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Okay, here we go. Am I going to edit any of that out? No, it's raw and unfiltered. That's what this country loves. Raw and unfiltered. All right. I can't tell you how fucking happy I am that I got all that to work. It was so hard. Ah! Okay, we're going to lay down. For those of you who know me intimately, this is normal, I think. For those of you who don't know me personally, this is I don't know, this is me. I'm really excited it worked. Also, I had a great writing idea last night that I managed to get up. You know what I did? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm totally distracted. I got up and I typed into my phone on my notes. The spelling's terrible, the grammar's terrible, and some of it's wrong. But I was like, oh my God, this is a great writing idea. Instead of thinking I was going to remember it when I got up in the morning, I just fucking did it. And now I'm going to make it work. So I'm changing my behavior and making choices for myself. And it feels really fucking good. Okay, we're going to work pelvic tilts. I need my glasses because I can't see fucking shit. Yes, I'm swearing a lot today. It's because I'm happy and ebullient. Ebullient? Did I just make up that word? I might have. It's okay. All words are made up. All right, we're going to pelvic tilt to warm up. We're going to work some bridges. So we're going to go from pelvic tilts to stronger bridges. We're going to do some hip dips. We're going to do some windmilling up to chest lifts. And then we're going to work some C curves. I'm going to grab my tension band. Let me tell you, these mama jammas are really cool because they add a little oomph. They add a little to the work. And they help stabilize. It's about as good. Well, I'm working. I'm still gonna go for my springboard. I had to buy a camera, so my springboard got bumped, and I'm gonna have to buy a new computer soon. Ay. Tech. It's so great when it works seamlessly, and it's just a nightmare when it doesn't. All right, scooch those heels close to the glute as you possibly can. Take your hands, the heels of your hands. This is the ischial spine. It's the front edge of your pelvic cradle. It's your pelvic bone, right? Line that up with the femur. And then imagine that femur is lined up with your tibia, which is the big, you have two bones right here, right? Tib, fib, I think. Line your femur up with your tibia, and then imagine your tibia lined up with the second toe. And that's neutral stance, okay? Whew. Little rock set up with and that's what we're going to do. We're going to pelvic tilt. Roll shoulders forward, little tuck of the chin. All right, let's work our let's work our Pilates zip up. We'll do that. We're going to do that 4 times and hold for 6 breaths in each time. Remember, we're breathing into our chest, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Each time you exhale, draw the belly deeper toward the spine, toward the floor, right? And we're working the transverse abdominis here. We're going to pull the pelvic floor up and in. That's the Kegels is the exercise. It's the muscle that controls urination. And then we're going to tie the tie the transverse abdominis. Shh. This is the low transverse abdominis. It's not a bandha muscle. I've heard that in yoga for years. And I was just, Anyway, we're going to draw the low transverse abdominis in. It's called squeezing the orange. Imagine you had a ball, right, on the inside of your belly, and you want to draw it inward. And then we're going to scoop the belly button. So we're going to activate the rectus abdominis in conjunction with the transverse abdominis. And now touch your rib cage and cough. Whew. And those are your intercostals. We're adding the intercostals, and you can hear how I'm breathing and I've activated my diaphragm in addition to my intercostals. So we're breathing against the lungs. We're tightening in. So that's why we have to take these shallow breaths each time. And now rock and roll those shoulders and bring all of that together. Now my spine is fully compressed against the mat, except I'm not tilting my pelvic cradle. That's the only difference. If you tilt your pelvic cradle and push your waistband into the mat, that's what we call imprint, and that adds an extra layer. You can hear it in my voice. I'm really struggling to breathe. So I'm going to relax the pelvic cradle because we're going to work our pelvic tilts. No, we're going to hold our Pilates zip up. All right, relax. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Draw that lower transverse abdominis together. Pull the belly buttons toward the spine. Deep in the rib cage. Pull those intercostals down. Little tuck of the chin. Open the shoulders. Give me cactus arms. And here we go. 6 breaths. 2, 1. And relax. As we move through that hold, I want you to check in with your pelvic floor. That's the first thing that we're going to relax. So every time we go, each time there's a pause in our movement, I want you to draw the pelvic floor up and in. If you relax it, that's okay. It happens. Draw it up. It's one of those muscles that is just subconscious, right? We're using it automatically, and I want you to draw your awareness toward it. Okay? Little rock side to side. Here we go. Pelvic floor. Low transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis. QLs. Open up. Get nice and long in the shoulders. And here we go. 6 breaths. 4, 5, 6. And release. 2 more of those. Here we go. Pelvic floor. Low belly. Belly button. Ribs. Open the shoulders. 6 breaths. 5 and 6. And release. Woo! Give me a little shimmy of the shoulders. I'm starting to feel a little cramp in my rhomboids right at the base of the tip. Those are my you have internal and external rhomboids. And that's a little into the, that might be a little intercostal tension too. All right, here we go. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, rib cage. Open those shoulders, 6 breaths. 4, 5, 6. And release. Holy shit. Oh! Sorry, I'm really trying to get myself under control. I'm so excited. I have to do some happy dancing. It's not the caffeine, I promise. I don't know. Here's the deal with practice. And this is something that I used to experience in class. It's the aha moment. I have a little philosophical rant again here. And this is the problem with what has happened to our education system. As a former educator, I had the privilege of teaching for 12 years. 3 years at a rural school, and the reason I didn't continue there is because I was teaching critical thinking skills, and parents were getting angry. Because if you teach children critical thinking skills, they are no longer biddable. And this is an experience that my husband and I have had with our children. We used to say when we were in the shit, in the weeds with their garbage and their bullshit, is my husband used to say, oh, we should have trained them to be drones. This would be so much easier. Instead, we taught them to be critical thinkers. We taught them to be independent thinkers, self-motivated by learning through consequences. And learning through consequences is painful, right? And those of us who have to experience that when we're adults, this is a totally random. I'll do this later. Anyway, what we've done in terms of standardized testing, we really should have been standardizing critical thinking skills. Learning what a logical fallacy is, learning to research and double check facts, learning to identify false facts from actual facts. Those are things we should have been focusing on in education systems so that we would teach and create a literate electorate. We would not fucking be in this position. And we could learn about facts without attaching emotional, bullshit to it. We should, religion, there's a reason religion and education and state should be separate, right? And we should be talking about Native American genocide. We should be talking about slavery. We should be talking about all the horrible things we've done as a country, not to be ashamed of it, not to beat people over the head with it, so that we don't do it fucking again, because guess what? It's happening again. All right. That's my rant. Pelvic tilts. Let's do it. And listen, this is a drum-free zone. I am not being quiet. I'm going to be loud. That's the other thing. I was exhausted and I was kind of afraid. Honestly, I will say I was kind of afraid. I'm not a huge public figure. I don't have money behind me. If I disappear someday, you guys are going to know why. But here's the problem. That's the fear. Let's do it. All right. And I'm sorry if you don't want me to get political. Life is political. This country, this holding on to our democracy by their... Sorry. I'm not sorry. But let's go back to Pilates. All right, pelvic tilts. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Sorry. Nope, I'm going to stop saying it. Returning to focus. Inhaling, and we're going to exhale. So this is opposite of yoga. Scoop the belly and tilt just up to the waistband. Inhale, unwind. Exhale. Check your pelvic floor. Tuck those ribs down. I just lost control of my ribs. Now I'm wobbling a little bit. Try to focus on keeping the legs stable. Wiggle the toes. Start getting a foot cramp. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release. Woo! I gotta lengthen my legs, point and flex the toes, rock and roll the ankles, take a little sway side to side. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more sets of those. That was 12. I think it was 12. I'm gonna count to 12 this time. Same thing. Get yourself set up. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Open those shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale. Slow down that unwind. I notice I kind of rushed through it. This is 6. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And release. Lengthen those legs. Oh! Take a little side rock. Man, this tension band is really amping up the energy. One more set of 12, and then we're going to do some bridges, which will be a stretch and a deeper contraction of the core, moving hips towards ribs. All right, pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Open up those shoulders. Inhale. Here we go. Exhale. Five more. Three, 2, and 1. Woo! Lengthen those legs. Rock and roll the feet. Take a side to side stretch. All right, so I'm feeling energy up my quads. I'm not feeling it in my glutes. And that is definitely an activation of your core. If you're feeling it more in your glutes, then you're not going deep enough into your core. We want to anchor that, right? Okay. So now we're going to go bridge. And this is an opposite bridge than yoga. So it's not Divipadipedum, although it is Divipadipedum, if you know what I mean. Whew. Scooch those heels close to the glutes. And now we're just going to roll up to the shoulder blades. I got to take this clip out. It's driving me crazy. And it's rather than a back stretch, which bridge pose is in yoga, this is a contraction. We're focusing on the contraction of the ribs, the hips towards the ribs. Okay? All right. Open up those arms. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly. Belly button. Ribs. Inhale to prepare. Also, the breathing is opposite, right? Here we go. Exhale. Sorry, I forgot to explain the breathing. We're going to hold and take a breath. You're going to check in with your pelvic floor and all of your zip up, and then you're going to exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Double check the zip up and exhale down. Give me a little toe wiggle. So you're starting with that pelvic tilt. And then you're hanging on to that pelvic tilt as we come down. Four more. Three more. Unclench the teeth. Give me a little shake of the head. The breath, the energy of the breath is here in the core, not in your neck. One more. Give those knees a squeeze. Feeling the low back. If you're feeling the low back, we're doing the core. That's the heat in the low back is an indication that we're rocking and rolling. Oh. All right, now we're going to do some wind milling. You know what I'm really excited about, this camera? I'm going to be able to move it to a broader space. So I think what we're going to do is after we get the basement organized, we're going to move the studio downstairs, and then this room will definitely become my office. We're going to paint the ceilings white. We're going to get some great lighting in there. We're going to make sure it's acoustically set up. And we'll do the floor, and I probably will do a bamboo floor so that I can be on the mat and do shit. But I will not, all of these things will be spread out, and this camera will accommodate that. Kind of excited. I was thinking about a DLSR. Offspring, you'll have to help me with that one. But there's thousands and thousands of dollars, and I just there are other things I want to spend money on the farm. All right, so my arms are going to be out in a Delta V. Okay, this is a Delta V sweep. Some fighter planes have this sweep. It's very aerodynamic for speed. Is anybody old enough to remember the Concorde? Woo! It had a Delta V sweep. All right, here's how this one's going to go. We'll do the Pilates zip up. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale, sweep the arms up, pause, inhale, exhale, take the chest lift, and bring the arms down. This is the windshield. This is the wind milling part. Inhaling, scoop the belly. Sorry, I explained the breath. We're going to pause, take a sip, and then exhale, control that as we go down, right? Inhaling into the V, Delta V, taking a pause, exhaling each time. So it's a 4-part breath. I know I'm jumping the gun there. It's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Got it? 4-part breath. All right. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. We're going to do 3 sets of 5. Okay. We're not doing 8 because this one I want you to really concentrate on your form, and I really want you to pause and pull that Pilates zip up in. If we go too many or too fast, you're going to lose control of the core. Here we go. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, rib cage, arms Delta V'd. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, chest lift. Inhale and lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 2 more. My arms are starting to shake because I'm drink some water. Oh, ooh, this is going to leave a mark. But that's a good mark. It's a good mark to have. Oh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab my mini ball. We were going to do some leg lifting. Where are my glasses? There they are. I got ourselves backwards. Oh. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the C curves, and then we'll come back down to our spine and do our single. We were going to do some leg teasing warm-ups, and then we're going to do some scissor lifts. Then we're going to move to our side and do some banana curves. Okay. If you don't have one, grab a blanket. I'm just, throwing that out there. All right. C curves. Pull the glutes out from underneath your sit bones. That's your ischial tuberosity. And actually, I can throw my hair back up now because it's hot. I'm 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 hot. Oh, why am I so jazzed? Because working hard and figuring shit out is good for your brain. All right. What am I doing? C curves. I'm going to take this down a skosh, and I'm going to widen my legs a little bit. I'm using this tension band to activate the adductors and my hip flexors, as well as my hamstrings and a little bit into my glutes. Relax the feet. I want you to sit up as tall as you possibly can and rock those shoulders back. You could practice this position against the wall. Scoot your sacrum all the way up against the baseboard, and then plant your spine, flatten your shoulder blades up against the wall, and this is a lot of work right here. You could just do that for 6 to 8 counts, 3 sets at a time, to get yourself used to this nice, lovely, tall posture. Good posture, no slouching. Bringing my arms out into a hug a tree. I'm going to inhale. I'm exhaling. I'm exhaling and lifting. I'm inhaling. I'm exhaling and curving. Inhaling. Exhale. Curl forward and out. Inhale. Exhale. Roll that spine up. Take those arms with it. Inhale. Exhale. C curve. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So that part's a stretch. Should feel lovely after all the work we've been doing in the low back. Well, all the work we've been doing with the core that's translating into the low back. This is 3. Whoa. Try to keep the feet relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is 5. Two more. One more. And release. Woo! If you're having shoulder issues, you don't have to take that nice long, let me think about this, how I'm going to explain this. Your arms could be a little bit lower in an angle. So be mindful of the energy and the response you're feeling in your shoulders. Grab a sip of air. I'm going to take that mic stand down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, goodness. One more, 2 more sets. Ready? 2 more sets of 8. I didn't discuss music. I am listening to Willie and Lobo Radio on Spotify. I like to pick things that don't have lyrics when we're working on Pilates, and that is because I really want to draw my attention and focus into my core, but I also like the distraction. So it's entirely up to you. Here we go. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Bigger challenge as we're sitting up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I had to relax my feet. Did you see that? Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. As we get stronger, you can come a little further down. I'm not going to be doing that because I'll be dragging my legs. Was that 4? Let's say that was 3. This is 4. Hold. Check your zip up. This is about protecting our spine. This is about protect. We have 2 more sets of exercises, and then we're gonna stretch, and then I'm gonna see about this fucking video. Actually, I'm gonna take off my tension strap. You know, nothing can ever just be easy, but that's all right. So we're gonna do some leg pulses, and then we're gonna do some scissor lifts. That's what we're gonna do. And then we'll stretch. We'll do some windshield wipers. We'll do some figure 4s. We'll sit up and do some forward folding and some twists and some lateral extensions. All right. Grab a blanket or a beach towel, something to put underneath your hips. And the reason we're going to do this is because, and I'll show you how I want you to fold it. We're going to take both legs off the mat and we're working imprint. If I were a little bit, I should have thought ahead and got a Pilates wedge. I did not think about that. So see how I have this blanket folded? So I want more of a wedge underneath my waistband than I do my hips so that my imprint, nope, I lied. I want it the other way. Because if I were in a studio and we had Pilates wedges, the wedge part would be underneath it. We're manually tilting our pelvic cradle to protect our low back. As we get stronger, you can, reduce this or take it out completely. But right now, not feeling particularly strong. Whew. So, give me some cactus arms. All right. We're going to pull our pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. I'm going to extend my right leg, and we're just going to go inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Relax the pressure on the left foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it back. There should be some heat right up that right side of the body. We're going to go to the left side. I think that was 12. We're going to do 12. So count to 12. I think that was 12. Whew. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale, exhale, extend. No pressure in my right foot. 3, 4, 6, 2 more. And woo! All right, those were some leg pulses. So So now we're going to lengthen legs, and you're going to take whatever angle you want. Let's actually all start at 90 degrees. A little past 90 degrees. 100 degrees. We're going to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Out. In. Up. That's it. Each breath. As we get stronger, the angle will go down. 4 more. 2. 1. Woo! Bring those knees in. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's lift that blanket out from under our hips. Woo! Let's take some windshield wiper sweeps. Take the knees over to one side. Oh, popping and creaking, popping and creaking. Inhaling up, exhaling. You feeling that? I'm feeling that. That heat, that ache is going to last for the next few days. But you know what? It will help improve. You're going to feel, I stand taller. I feel like I'm standing straighter after a Pilates session. And you kind of are, because your body's like, oh, we're going to stand up straight because we know where all these muscles are. Ay, ay, ay. Press the soles of the feet together and let those knees hang out. My strap is way over there. I'm gonna grab it with my foot. Am I gonna grab it? Can I get a hold of it? I could if I could see it with my toes. Oh, there's an advantage, I think, to prehensile feet. Is it prehensile? I think prehensile tails. I don't know. If you don't have a strap, just take your hands low on the quad. Press that heel away from the back of the knee, but don't lock. So this is hyperextension. Give me a little bend of the knee. You feeling that? I'm feeling that. Try to keep your feet in parallel to your body. So if you're turned out or turned in, rotate that foot. You're going to find an interesting place. Leg is going to, we're going to take the left hand up and let that leg extend. Holy Toledo. Say hello to those adductors. Didn't even think you were using them, did you? You were. All right. If you're having low back pain, the first place I would go is a hamstring stretch, just like we're doing. Soft in the knee, or maybe even a forward folding chair pose, or like a gorilla pose. But then immediately the next thing to do is talk about adductors and hips. And the reason I said that is because as we did that adductor stretch, I had a huge hip release. And then I felt a release of lower back tension. All right, we're going out to the right. Oh. Right there. And your muscles are all intertwined. Like I don't know how to say it. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can get it. Tension in your adductors puts pressure on your pelvic cradle, which then puts pressure on the insertion points of your transverse abdominis, which then transfers up for QLs, Because your low back, your lumbar spine, and your SI joint are it's like a highway interchange or an interstate interchange, a clover leaf, where all of the big muscles insert there and they're crossed. Let's roll on up. Oh! Take the soles of the feet together, a little rock side to side. Oh, my feet are cold. My battery's not really working very much. I wonder if I can... Oh, you know what? I figured out I couldn't use my phone while I was listening to my music. I was going to see if I could control my camera. I can control my camera from my phone. Give me a real wide angle here. Walk those heels out. More adductor stuff. Can you hear the dogs barking? I don't know. Griselle, what are you barking at? I don't know if you can see the puppy. Maybe I'll give you a camera view of the puppy. Now my camera moves. Woohoo! So we had a huge thunderstorm here on Monday or Sunday. I can't remember which. And I mean a big thunder bumper. It must have been Sunday. Oh, I put that on the Instagram. So you all saw that if you follow me on the Instagram. Anyway, every time the thunder would go, crack, big thunder peal, the puppy would start barking back at it, growling. And then we let her out. She wanted out because, it was hailing and it was raining. And so then she was chasing the rain and the hail and eating the hail. It was very cute. And the other two were just like, can we please go under the bed? She's crazy. Can we please go under the bed? Okay. Give me a pleasant seated pose or a staff pose. And we're going to take a big lateral extension. So come on over and give me that stretch. I think she's barking at me because she can hear me talking. She doesn't know who it is. And to the other side. All right, so there's going to be some video editing here. Fuck, I was trying to get a full complete record. I don't know what happened. I'll double check the looping and switch. All right, now take that elbow and cross it over. Unwind and take this elbow. Oh my goodness, so good and horrible at the same time. We did it. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the fitness benefits, none of the fitness bullshit. And this is Pilates, so it wasn't even yoga. We did it. Do you feel taller? I feel taller. Thanks for hanging in for my learning curve. Really, really, really appreciate it. And here's my philosophy for the day. This is something I thought about yesterday. The last week or two, every time the beard and I go places, people have said, or we interact with people have thanked us for being really gracious. And let me just say, if you know us personally, you know that it's like, okay, crazy, because we're pretty neutral. And here's what I was thinking. The easiest thing you can do is not make someone's day worse. And you can do nothing, right? You could just be neutral. You could just be polite and civil and just walk on through. Zero energy. Zero energy. That's all it takes to make somebody's day, to not make somebody's day worse. It takes energy to make somebody's day worse. It's a choice to make somebody's day worse. And I'm not even asking you to make somebody's day better. I'm just asking you not to make somebody's day worse. So grace and kindness, bitches. It's crazy. We're living in a crazy world. Humanity. Remember our humanity. We have so much potential. Let's tap into it. Ciao. Recording stop. Stop recording. Stop recording.